So welcome to Caber76 Nerd and Gamer. I think we're on like show 12 or something like that. Excuse my faded shirt. I just didn't have anything else to wear and I don't feel like changing. So this week in gaming, what did I do? I played some Star Trek Online with Electric Smurf. I like it. It's just old. It needs a graphical update, but it's still a fun game. The space combat's pretty awesome. I played... Well, actually, I went on a cleaning spree. And I started deleting characters that were like duplicates because I just didn't feel like I needed them. I have this whole thing in my head. I know I'm OCD. I have one male, one female of every class in every game I play. Then I've got the main class. I have a third and a fourth. So, for instance, in swtor, I have two juggernauts. That one is male, one is female. Then I have a third juggernaut who's my main Sith guy. I have the same with the Jedi Knight. I have 3 Jedi Knight Guardians, and the main is a Thal. So, same thing in Warcraft, same thing in Elder Scrolls. It's what I've been doing. It's how I've been playing for years. I just try to keep stopping from playing that way, and it's stupid, so I went back to doing it. So that's mainly what I did. I had to just reorganize all of it and get it all going and just get to where I was at. So that is pretty much what I did this week in gaming. Oh, you know what? That's not all I did. I tried out Diablo Immortal, and I really like it. I love that I can play it on my phone, I can play it on my tablet, and I can play it on my PC. I haven't got to the parts where you pay yet. I mean, I think I'm like 16 or something like that, so I'm not there. But all in all, I like it. I'm having a good time with it. It's fun. But that's what I did in gaming this week, and let's get right on to the question. So before I get into the question, I did want to let you guys know that I didn't realize that my microphone wasn't working. There's something wrong with it. So all these weeks I've been using the camera mic, which is what you hear me on now. I'm going to try to fix that situation eventually, but for now we're just going to use the camera mic. I don't like headsets. I have a headset right here. It just makes my neck hurt, and I don't normally like to wear them, so I won't be doing it. Anyway, so the question for this week is, do you like the storage situation in the games you play? Housing, banks, bags, etc. It's a good question, right? It's a really good one. It's, because if you play the games like I play, ESO, Red Dead, Warcraft, swtor, whatever game you're playing, STO, whatever, how do you feel about it? So anyway, we're going to get right into the questions and the answers. So the first reply comes from somebody new who I will probably butcher your name because it's just what I do. Jazzy Ruff, at Jazzy Ruff on Twitter. They said, with swtor, I think it's amazing. It could be better, but it's still good. I like to be able to sort items a bit better and maybe even bundle things so that I can save some space. Like if I have the bottom armor set and the top supplementary armor, I should be able to make it a set. Actually, I'm rereading that again, and it's kind of clicking in my head because I read it a couple times, but that's a really freaking cool idea. I really like that idea. Why can't we stack it? Like, I have multiple armor sets. Just stack the armor. Like, that would be really freaking cool. I like that idea a lot, actually. That would really save some space because that's swtor's spanking is awesome. Like I only thing that bothers me with swtor bank, and I'll probably get into this again because somebody else made a comment later on, but the crafting material, I feel like it should be separated into its own bank and not in my legacy bank. The legacy bank is awesome. I love that it can be shared amongst all my characters. I dump all my money in there and all my shit in there, and it's great. But I really like that one, Jazzy. I really, really do. That's really a cool idea. Thank you. So the next one comes from Charlie Plays WoW at Chiswick on Twitter. He says, WoW could use an account shared bank and lots more space for us hoarders who have over decades worth of items we don't want to toss. Some people even resort to making a guild just to have the guild bank for extra storage. Making items account bound might help. Yeah, I mean, WoW definitely needs it, for sure. WoW needs some type of account sharing system, kind of like swtor and Elder Scrolls have. Like, it doesn't have one, and what would be good, and I had this idea in my head, and I don't know what you guys would think about it, but wouldn't it be cool if they would just take the void bank and give the void bank like more use? Like, take the void bank and make it like endless shared storage for all your characters on your account. Like, that would be pretty badass. But I think that people like you that have been playing for decades, like me too. I have my Warriors, but a lot of shit on him. It's it's really in need for it. Like we really do need more banking space, and they definitely need to work on that. Thank you again, Charlie. The next one comes from Scrubs versus the World at Scrubs versus. And I butchered that on my first show. I think I said Scrubs VS. Sorry, guys. I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, they have an awesome podcast, guys. If you haven't checked out their podcast, please do. It's worth a listen. It's really, really good. So I'm apologizing for my dog. She's eating in the background, so that's what you hear. She's just chowing down. Anyway, Scrubs versus the World said, I want some more organizational options in WoW. My bank is terrible, and I don't even know what's in my void storage because it's not connected to the bank. In fact, I haven't looked in my void storage since Legion because I forgot I even had that. I was just talking about it, and to be honest, I didn't remember I had it until we had this thing, or until I had this question that made me think about it. Because void storage, it's like, it doesn't even have a purpose, right? And like, you don't know what's in it unless you go back there and look. Like, I have no freaking idea what's in my void storage. That's a really good point. So that's WoW needs to do something. WoW needs a better banking system for sure. They just don't have a good banking system. And I do feel that void storage is kind of a waste of time. Thank you, Scrubs versus the World. So the next one comes from Miss Raven Arlani fan, who I probably mess your name up all the time. And thank you for always posting and checking my stuff out and replying to my YouTube stuff. I really appreciate it. And she can be found at Cassandra Corvette on Twitter. She says, I had a little extra storage on each server on swtor, and when they consolidated servers a couple years ago, each new server had an extra storage added. Plus separate mats and storage is great. If you craft, you have to store them in a cargo or legacy bank. Yeah, for sure. Look, I never noticed the extra storage when they consolidated the servers. That's actually interesting to know. I didn't know they did that. And yeah, the mats drive me nuts. I think they really need to do something with the mats. Like, all games should have a mat storage. Just like Elder Scrolls has an endless storage bag, which is kind of cool if you're a paid subscriber. And I feel like swtor should definitely have one, and WoW needs one in the worst way. So anyway, thank you. I appreciate it. So the next one comes from Ziani at Pandaren for Life. She says, I don't like having to travel for banking storage in WoW, or if you use the mobile version, having to wait to access it again. I also don't always know what's important to keep, and Googling everything is not fun. And I can tell you that, I didn't exactly tell her what she should keep and what she doesn't, because I don't know sometimes. Like, I don't know what's worth something and what's not, because I don't always do the crafting the way I should either. So that's always hard to tell. And the mobile version she's referring to is the guild bank. She does throw it, just like Charlie Plays WoW said, I actually have a guild that we're both in that I use for my storage spot and to sell stuff on the auction house. So she's always throwing stuff in that bank. But you can get Jeeves, or you could go to your garrison to access the bank. But yeah, it's still traveling either way. It's not like there's a bank right there. I mean, there is a bank in Orbo's I think you can go to. And I don't know if I've shown you that. She's still new, and there's a lot of things I haven't shown her, so I probably need to show her a little bit more. But yeah, she brings up a really good point. You just don't know what's important. And like, always having to go jump on your phone to look and see what's important, it can get annoying. Anyway, thank you, Ziani. And the last one comes from Imberia, who says, yes, I think ESO does a decent job of handling storage. You have a bank, which can be upgraded with in-game gold. You can purchase storage chests for your house, and you can upgrade your bags for more on the Go storage. The only downfall is you have to be a subscriber to get the crafting inventory bag. Without that storage would quickly become an issue for anyone who wants to craft. With the introduction and the ability to collect craft bound armor, they have eliminated the need to store set pieces, which makes storage pieces even less of an issue. Actually, that's a really good point. I mean, some of that I didn't know. I mean, I know about the inventory crafting bag. That's why I still subscribe. And I always, when I log in, I always, like, on my main characters, I always unlock storage space because I feel like I never have enough. And I do use the storage chest, too. But I don't really know, because I don't really gear the way you guys gear, so I never know anything about the set pieces. So I'll have to look at that for sure. The ability to collect and craft bound armor. Interesting. I will definitely need to look at that. Very cool, actually, now that I'm reading it. She just sent me this as I was recording this. So yes, and I'm reading yours like for the first time. So probably why I messed it up. But thank you. Appreciate it. So the question, do you like the storage situation in games you play? Housing, banks, bags, etc. Do I? Well, I play... Now you get an STO into that mix, but for the main 3 games I play, swtor, love the Legacy Bank. The Legacy Bank is awesome. I don't like the crafting materials not having their own bank, but I do like the storage area in swtor. I feel like they have a really good storage area. Separating your personal and the legacy is really cool. I do like Jazzy's idea about stacking armor. That's really cool. I wish they would do that. WoW, I don't like their storage situation in WoW. It needs an overhaul. The fact that you can throw stuff in your crafting bank, which is cool, but like your crafting bank isn't shared amongst all your characters. So they need to take, and I forgot, I'm actually remembering this as I'm talking, they have a crafting bank in WoW, but it's only amongst that character. So it's a separate tab in the bank. I don't like that. I really would like it to be shared amongst everybody. And ESO, I think ESO does a very good job on their banking and storage and housing. Their houses are awesome. They've got amazing houses. I don't think swtor's is that bad, but I also don't feel like it equals out to ESO's. ESO's is better. The banking in ESO is really good. You could always buy more banking slots. And their shared banking is great. And if you've got that endless bag that on the subscription, it's really, really worth it. It's a cool idea. So I don't know anything about STOs yet. Electric Smurf's going to have to teach me. What's another game to my collection, right? Anyway, that is the show. I don't know what the question is going to be next week. I will figure that one out over the weekend. But I want to thank everybody for jumping in and contributing. And don't forget to subscribe. And actually, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll get it right eventually. Anyway, thank you, everybody, and have a good weekend.